I'm Mac.
Hi, and I'm Denise.
And welcome back to another edition of Urban Lifestyles. And of course, this is the holiday edition, and it's also the end of the year edition.
It is. I can't believe it went by so fast.
Right, and you know, the seasons have changed, the weather's changed, everybody's getting ready for Christmas, and I think we've got a great show today.
I do too, because I'm back on church grounds here at St. Stephen Church. And it was one thing looking at it online. It makes me think of looking at a cooking show on TV. You can see them making it, the meal, but you can't smell it, you can't taste it, and the experience is not the same. So I just love being back in person and worshiping.
You are correct. Some of the things we're going to be talking about today is actually an interview that you did with one of the people that's right here today.
Yes, for the Christmas shopping fair.
And we also have a piece that you did with LG&E, and we've got to have another piece that's coming up with AARP. We'll take a quick break and back with more of Urban Lifestyles right after this.
Your man Nick Cannon is in the building, and we taking over. We gonna be wilding every morning. About to have some fun, y'all. Let's go up.
Press another move.
Locking in to the Nick Cannon Morning Show, 6 to 10 on.
At LG&E and KU, we're always working hard to make your life a little easier, because we know you've got your hands full. Our new mobile app gives you the power to check your account balance, review your payment history, and effortlessly pay your bill from anywhere, while making it easier than ever to report and track power outages. Download the app today to get the convenience of LG&E and KU at your fingertips.
You know, one thing I like about the holidays?
Shopping.
Yeah, and not only shopping for you, but I know you like to shop for me. And, you know, there's some real nice men's apparel here. And I don't know why we chose this particular location, but
it sounds like it was a hint situation.
There's some nice men's apparel
Well,
stuff.
yeah, this is very nice.
Right. But speaking of segments, you did one with LG&E, and tell us about that.
Yeah, with LG&E, we're the time for holidays, the time for gathering, and also energy matters because it takes a lot of energy to keep things going. So we just need to take a look. Well, it is time for another segment featuring why energy matters, because I'm here with LG&E and with the lovely Miss Liz Pratt. Liz, welcome once again.
Good morning. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Indeed. I think about winter weather. I'm thinking about gathering for the holidays. It's a lot going on, but there are some crucial tips that we need to be made aware of, and you're going to tell us all about that.
Yeah, so, if you're starting or you've already started your holiday decorating, it's always such a good idea to remember to do any outdoor decorations during the daytime so you can see if there's any power lines in the area or electric equipment or other utility equipment. That way you can make sure you know exactly where you're putting your decorations or hanging your lights, and you're doing it in a safe way.
Makes sense. I didn't even think about that. All I'm thinking about for me is basically when I move to the inside and we're using a lot of lights and wires and plugs. Sure about that.
That's also a really great point, because you're right. We do tend to plug in more decorations and lights this time of year. So you always want to make sure that you're not overloading your power cords or your power outlets. So really make sure if you have extension cords that you're doing it in a safe way and not putting too many plugs in your outlets or extension cords. That could be a safety hazard.
That's real prime for me to pay attention to. And also when I think about when it comes to the cooking and the baking, what is it we need to know in regards to that?
So when it comes to cooking and baking, we do tend to do more of this time of year. So it's always good to make sure you do not have any flammable items. So cooking mitts, towels, anything that could potentially create a fire hazard if you're using your oven. And also too, another great option is to use a slow cooker. That's another really great option to avoid having to turn on your oven or use your stovetop. So there's ways to do it safely. And I like to take into consideration too, if you have children. So making sure you're kind of being aware of where children may be when you're using your oven and stovetop. A good consideration is a 3-foot radius. So kind of keeping that 3-foot radius to make sure that kiddos are staying away. If you're opening your stove or using, using anything that could be hot, that whether it's something that you're cooking or drinks, anything that could potentially be a safety hazard.
Okay, and also when I think about energy saving, because we touched on safety and energy savings, what are some great things we need to know in regards to that?
Yeah, so just like a slow cooker can be great to help save time and be a safety, a safe way to cook. It's also a consideration when you're cooking to help save energy. It uses a lot less energy than your stove, for instance. Also, too, you want to take a look at your home itself. So we always stress sealing around leaky doors and windows where you feel a draft, because what that's going to do is it's going to make your home more comfortable, but it's also going to make sure that that warm air that you have inside is not escaping out through drafty windows and doors. So caulking and sealing around any spot where you might feel a draft, that's always a good way to help tighten your home, make it more comfortable and more energy efficient.
As I do have a friend that says, well, I'll just keep cranking up the thermostat. And to me, that's not the best way to be energy efficient. So one way you had prevention makes more sense to me.
So even, adjusting your thermostat this time of year down 2 degrees can save you energy. So it really can make a difference. That combination of sealing up around doors and windows using caulk. Also, plastic over windows. These are all great ways you can help block those drafty areas. And adjusting your thermostat down can also create additional savings.
Now, I think about energy and I think about Mother Nature, the sun. And I know in the summertime we should use our drapes and blinds, but when it comes to the wintertime,
so opening up those windows and blinds during the warmest parts of the day allows you to use the sun's natural heat to help heat up your home. So that's a really great option. You can use them to block out those drafts, but during the warmest parts of the day when the sun is out, let Mother Nature help warm up that room.
and I know sometimes in my own home, I discovered around the fireplace and the dampers, and I didn't know about that. Can you shed some light on that?
That's also an area where you might start feeling those drafts. So if it's not in use, it's good to go ahead and close the damper, close the fireplace doors to help, again, block out those drafty spaces where that warm air that your HVAC is helping to keep your home comfortable, that warm air isn't escaping through those drafty areas.
Now, my mind I'm thinking of, because the other day I just received a scam call. And representing LG&E, and I knew that was not so. So let's speak to that, because it's still going on, and there are a lot of people who are still being victimized by it.
Unfortunately, this is the time of year where scammers may try to take advantage of people having busier schedules. And so it's always so important to remember a few tips that we offer when it comes to scam attempts. The first of which is to remember that your personal information should always be protected. So we will never ask for your credit card information or your personal information, and we will never contact you and ask for that. And if you are hesitant and you're suspicious, whether it's an email, a text, a letter, a phone call that you receive, always end the interaction. You can always contact us directly through our official communication channels, and we'll let you know if it was an official communication or if it was a scam attempt.
So as you can see, energy matters in a lot of different ways. And for sometimes I have a tendency, I used to want to plug in one more plug when I'm doing the Christmas decorations. That's a big no-no. And then to be able to save energy, which stays on your bill, and definitely watch out for those scammers.
And the scammers are always out during the holidays when people are most vulnerable.
Exactly.
Yeah. And speaking of being out during the holidays, if you're going to get out to GLS Custom Clothing. I just happened to see this here. I don't know how I ended up here, but it looks like a 42 regular to me.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The whole array of his items are very exquisite.
We'll take a quick break and back with more right after this.
Cycling is more than just getting from one place to another. It's healthy, social, good for the environment, and anyone can do it. We at Middletown love cycling and really love helping others discover a new passion. Stop in today and let our friendly, knowledgeable staff help you get started. We cater to beginners as well as experienced cyclists. We're a local business that cares about our community because we are a part of the community. Come in today and get on a bicycle that fits your needs and improve.
Denise, how did we end up over here?
Because I love jewelry, and this is Miss Bernice, and she has rhinestone headquarters. And as you can see, most women want to adorn themselves and also to add that perfect accent and that sparkle.
And can sparkle also be bling?
Of course.
Yeah, and I know you are a person that really likes the bling, and hey, some great pieces over there.
Yes, but for any age at any time. But speaking of at any age, we have our next segment coming up, which is AARP.
Right, and AARP has been with us for the entire year, and we really appreciate them. And every time we talk to AARP, we just find out just how engaged they are in the community. So take a look at this piece. I don't know about you, but I find it very hard to believe, but 2022 is coming to an end. And the way that we started 2022 was with AARP, and now we're closing out the year with AARP, and I'm back again with Scott Wagner. Welcome back to Urban Lifestylez, and thank you so much for joining us.
Max, thank you. And I want to make sure that I thank you and Denise and Tasambi and everybody watching Urban Lifestylez. Look for us again in 2023. We have had, I think, a terrific year where we have covered fighting fraud.
Yes.
We've covered health disparities. We have covered voting and how to vote safely in Kentucky. And you're going to see a lot more of that from our volunteers in 2023. So to kick it off in 2023, we'll be back at the Kentucky General Assembly.
Okay.
We'll be fighting for folks' economic security, housing issues. Lowering prescription drug costs is still just an issue that won't go away because people just can't afford some of their prescription drugs. But you know, the cost of living has increased, inflation continues to be on the rise. How are we going to help Kentuckians afford a quality life?
And when you're looking at AARP, there's just so many different realms that you've mentioned that you're engaged in. And what can be done, and what should AARP, people in our age group do to really get more engaged?
There's a lot of ways to get involved, but our volunteers across Jefferson County are fantastic. They are engaged. They give so much time to us to help do these presentations, movies for grown-ups, fun events, outreach. So there's a lot of ways. You can always find us online. Just Google AARP Kentucky or go to the website aarp.org/Louisville is a great way to find us. But the quality of our volunteers is remarkable, and the spirit that they bring to our work is outstanding.
And when you're talking about the work that you do and the outstanding volunteers that you have, there are a lot of programs that are set up by a lot of participating companies that give AARP great benefits and discounts during the holidays. So what are just some of those off the top of your head?
One of the easiest things to do is just go to aarp.org, and all of those member benefits are right there. And they are, the usual ones: discounts at restaurants, motels, car rentals, hotels. If you're doing any traveling, always pull out your AARP card and say, hey, do I get the AARP discount?
Right. And trust me, we use ours on a regular basis. Yeah. Now, one thing that I'm asking, this is kind of anecdotal, in relationship to the Christmas holidays, are there any gifts that are like in the top 10 for AARP?
There is a list, and I saw it on the aarp.org website the other day. Go take a look at it, and it breaks it down for who you're buying, for whom you are buying. A parent, grandparent, a wife, sister, husband. They break it down by category. And it was actually in the AARP app that I saw. If you don't have the AARP app, check it out. It's at the App Store. Get that on your phone, and you can keep up to date with what's going on with AARP. AARP, like everybody else, we know where people are, and they are using their phones every day, every minute. So that's where we are too, and so you can find us there as well. But I wanted to mention quickly too, the work ahead in Louisville around housing is going to be significant. And we are collecting personal housing stories right now to tell Metro Council, hey, Jefferson County has a housing crisis, an affordability crisis, an attainable crisis. So go check us out online at arp.org/Louisville. And you'll see some of these personal stories starting to emerge as we talk to people about their housing issues.
And one thing that we have known throughout this last 12 months is that AARP is always working for us.
AARP was started to provide service. That's why we are here, is to serve the need of people that are 50 plus, to make sure that people have the options that they need to live a quality life with dignity.
You know, once again, our hats goes off and kudos to AARP. It's been a great year working with them. We always learn such great information, and, you know, they just keep us engaged.
Yes, and being a part of that population for AARP, it's tremendous, and it makes me think about going forward with so much more information where I'm going to be better.
Right. And who would have thought that we are now a part of the AARP generation?
I know, that's why I say we're a part of it.
All right. We'll take a quick break and back with more right after this.
At LG&E and KU, we're always working hard to make your life a little easier because we know you've got your hands full. Our new mobile app gives you the power to check your account balance, review your payment history, and effortlessly pay your bill from anywhere while making it easier than ever to report and track power outages. Download the app today to get the convenience of LG&E and KU at your fingertips.
Cycling is more than just getting from one place to another. It's healthy, social, good for the environment, and anyone can do it. We at Middletown love cycling and really love helping others discover a new passion. Stop in today and let our friendly, knowledgeable staff help you get started. We cater to beginners as well as experienced cyclists. We're a local business that cares about our community because we are a part of the community. Come in today and get on a bicycle that fits your needs and improve.
We're here at the marketplace, but the Christmas marketplace at St. Stephen's. There are a lot of vendors here, a lot of great things to buy. But I ran into a young lady who's an entrepreneur. She will help you celebrate your event, so take a look. So I am here at the St. Stephen's Family Life Center because this is their Christmas marketplace, but I'm here with a local entrepreneur and a vendor. Her name is Tanisha Marshall, and Tanisha, welcome to Urban Lifestylez.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I was fascinated about your gift, I'm gonna call it, that you do creativity with balloons, because balloons is for everything that I can think of that you celebrate with. So tell me about the name of it and how you came with the concept.
We are family owned, and we named it Tanisha Marshall Creations because when you call it your own name, you don't have to worry about the branding and all of that, so it was very easy to just call it Tanisha Marshall Creations. It generated through the pandemic, full in effect with the balloons. We have been in business for about 5 years, and when the pandemic hit, we couldn't decorate events anymore because everything was shut down. So people were doing the virtual parades, so we did a parade for my son when he turned 13 at the time, and then it just spiraled out of control from there. More of my friends were asking me to do balloons for their kids, and then I decided to get on social media to show my creativity and my work, and then it just literally blew up from there.
That is, I've never thought of, in during COVID, how celebrations were still going about safely, and you're right, with the balloons and the drive-by birthdays and such. So now that COVID has been lifted somewhat, I guess you do every type of event that's out there. Speak to that.
Yes, it started decorating for Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, my sorority, and they just out of the blue one day said, hey, you think you can set this hall up for us? And I said, sure, and they had never even seen me decorate at that time. So from there, that's how it originated, just doing events for Zeta, doing things for our Zeta youth, and then again, social media just took off, and I do simple, basic decorations, basic decor, and I do weddings, I do birthdays, I do Christmas celebrations, you name it. Graduations are very popular, so you name it, I pretty much do it.
That's pretty good because when I think about events and celebrations, balloons for me has to be a part of setting the atmosphere for it because ever since I was a kid, it's just something about balloons. Now, when you mentioned about like themes and things like that, speak to that.
Yes, I do theme balloons as well. So I'm holding the Grinch. I love him because it's holiday season, and so I do creations based on the theme. So I'll do some Valentine's creations, I do Easter bunnies, I do Easter rabbit creations, and then during Thanksgiving, and of course birthdays, graduation. So I try to keep it themed, and this year I added breast cancer. So I added that for breast cancer. So I try to keep the themes going, but a lot of it is just pure creativity, just sitting down and putting colors together, putting color schemes. I've always been very good at drawing and art, so it's just artistic. It all comes together. Yes.
Okay, so no wonder you have such a good handle on the creativity. So for somebody that's thinking, I want something on a large scale, I want something on a small scale, and I wanted to include balloons, what would you suggest for them, and especially about how to get in touch with you to do that?
Yes, I try to, based on the information that I got from one of my balloon mentors, you have to have things affordable for everybody. So I always make sure I have $5 items, $10 items. This little buddy's $10, but I also make sure I have $5. I also sell greeting cards, and the way people get in touch with me is on Instagram and Facebook, and it's tanisha.marshall@yahoo.com, and I'm on Instagram as T Marshall Creations, and I'm also on Facebook as Tanisha Marshall Creations. And my phone number is 502-773-3598.
Miss Tanisha, I'm so glad that you're going to help make somebody's ideal for celebrating a person much more special, and like I believe it's always done with balloons, no doubt. And is it anything else that you would want somebody to know in regards to how to get in touch? Well, we know how to get in touch with you, but I was thinking, do you deliver or do they pick up?
Yes, I do offer delivery services. I set up because I make balloon garlands, I make balloon arches, I do balloon frames, and a lot of that requires assembly. So I do come and I set up at homes, daycares, churches, you name it, and I try to make sure I'm flexible and accommodating to my customers, because we do have some that may not have transportation. We may have some that just don't have a vehicle to pick up, but I do offer some cheaper balloon designs that are grab and go, but also some for delivery.
You know, very interesting, very creative, and who would have thought of that? You know?
I know, especially how she brought it to life during COVID, and when they had the drive-by birthdays, and it just balloons just set the standard for every type of event you could think of.
Yeah, you are correct. And speaking of entrepreneurs, I think we've got a little entrepreneur we'd like to talk about.
Yes, we do. We want to tune into the segment of Tyler Maxwell when she features My Swaggy Wag.
Hello, it's Tyler here, and eek! How many holiday parties have you RSVP'd to this year, okay? My calendar is booked through 2023, but here's the thing. Let's talk about some really quick, fresh, and fun glam ideas to get you holiday ready for all those events you pressed yes to. Okay, so we are going to start with these. These are faux fur cuffs, and they really, truly bring holiday flair, holiday glam to anything you put them on. See? They're so easy to put on. I got them on Amazon. You can get them from my Amazon store that's going to be linked on my page. But I love a faux fur cuff, okay? You can put them on a sweater. You can put them on a dress. They just add that nice little holiday pop.
Holiday cuffs, they come in several colors, several styles, and they really truly just take the outfit up another notch. Next up are press-on nails. Holiday style, of course. You can't go wrong and you don't have to commit. They pop off. Then bold colors. I would say for the holidays, green, blues, and reds. There are those cuffs again. Next up are going to be the infamous ugly sweater Christmas parties or something along those lines. But you should have your own ornaments in your house, and a fun, fabulous way to do this is to take your ornaments and put them on a sweater or dress you already have. A favorite of mine are pearls, pearl accents, any type of ornamental hang-down accent goes on an outfit and you are immediately in holiday glam world. But not least, the red lip. Everyone should have one in their repertoire, whether you wear it daily or just one time a year during the holidays. This is the perfect time to break it out.
Well, I hope you are inspired with some quick, fun, festive holiday glam ideas. Check my Amazon store, linked right here, for all items that I've talked about and how you can get them too. Like I said, I'm booked through 2023. I bet you are as well. Enjoy your holiday season and a happy new year. See you on the other side in 2023.
Hey, how are you? It's me, Erland Robinson from Magic 101.3. Magic After Work on from 6 to 10, right? I slow walked you right into that glass storm. And we're doing crazy things right here on the radio station. Like in 2023, we're paying your mortgage. Yes, your mortgage for 2023. Hard to believe? You better believe it. Go to 1013online.com. Plus, April the 14th, we got tickets for you to see New Edition, Keith Sweat, and Guy. I'm going to say it again. New Edition, Keith Sweat, and Guy. We got tickets, right? Listen to KJ in the midday and me, Erland Robinson, Magic After Work. You got plans for New Year's? You don't have any? Don't fret. Don't fret. We got you covered. DC Enterprises are doing something real big at the C2 Event Center. It's the New Year's Eve celebration. Go to 1013online.com, reserve your table, or better yet, listen to KJ in the midday. She's got your tickets for that too. Keep it locked right here to Magic 101.3 all day long, because you never know when we're giving stuff away. And by the way, you want to get your morning started right? Check out Steve Harvey in the morning.
Well, you know, as I said at the top of the show, I can't believe we've come to the end of another year, and we have been doing Urban Lifestylez for 14 years.
Yeah, spotlighting in the community, a lot of the positive aspects of African American life.
And it has been a pleasure to bring you this show every Saturday, and we look forward for your continued support when we come back in 2023. And of course, we couldn't have done it without our sponsors. And again, thank you, one and all.
Exactly. So on that note, we say Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, and look forward to seeing you as we cross over to the 2023.
And always, as we say, that's our show.
And that's our time.
And we'll see you back here next year on Urban Lifestylez.
Bye.
And take the shot.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.